Hi, YouTube. Welcome on in. Hey, look, we have all of these fellow family members here. All of these degenerates that love to come through and literally watch anime together and discuss it together. Come and join us. Guys, in case you guys are new, for whatever reason, you guys jumped into episode number 20, whatever. Hi, welcome on in. We are going to go ahead and psychoanalyze everything that we can. It's Frieren time. I'm so fucking excited about it. I don't know what else to say, but I do want to address one comment. People seem to really be hurt about me saying Fern needed to be called out when she threw a tantrum. And I'm gonna tell you guys the reason why, right? Someone wrote me a long post saying, oh, it's because of trauma that she endured as a kid and not having parents and whatnot. A lot of kids, right? Usually their behavior, if they start throwing tantrums and stuff, they get corrected pretty quickly, right? I don't know about you guys. She's amazing. She's cute. She's adorable. But I'm just bringing this up as a counter argument for this, psychologically speaking, right? Usually by the time that someone's 16, 17, 18, 15 even, you're going through more of a period of trying to go ahead and understand yourself and in the aspects of others, right? So I'll show you this because I don't want to just yap for no reason. So I'll showcase this. Identity versus role confusion. Who am I and where am I going? Teens need to develop a sense of self and personal identity. Success leads to an ability to stay true to yourself, while failure leads to a result of role confusion and a weak sense of self, right? How can I be good? Am I good or bad? This is all elements that are touched on beforehand, right? Are kind of all over the place. The fact that Fern acts like someone that probably has to do with the fact that Frieren isn't really adult despite being a mentor or something like that. But one of the key elements why I'm highlighting this, though, is because Fern is in a different developmental aspects, right? So they're over here in adolescents and young adults, and this is sort of what they have to go ahead and be processing at this point in time. What if you don't succeed and you don't fail either? Or if you don't fail but you don't seem to succeed either? Do you keep going? And if you don't succeed, it's counted as a failure psychologically speaking. And I know that might sound harsh, but why do you think that's counted as a failure? Before we go into this. Yeah, exactly. Trauma is an explanation of the behavior, not an excuse for it. And that's the number one thing there. Why? Because you have people out there who have literally gone through all forms of PTSDs or complex traumas and whatnot, and they act wonderfully and they're able to go ahead and call themselves out, even at teenage and young adult phases, right? So it's being able to go ahead and understand that when it comes to situations like this, if you had a partner that threw a tantrum, IRL, let's take Fern out of the equation. You have a partner that, let's say that you're like, hey, you know what? We're going to go home. We're going to cook something. And they're like, I want to cook something. Not talking to you, not whatever. What would that do to you in your current state of being? Wherever you are, however old you are, how would that be for you? I'll be honest. I got tired of that quickly. I was annoyed of that because communication is the key for any relationship. Yes, you can go ahead and say, you know what? Hey, I see that this comes out whenever we're getting angry or whenever there's an issue that's present or whenever you want something your way, but you need to communicate, right? And having to deal with persons and problematic traits in real life. Yeah. And my thing is calling them out. I'm not saying that Fern is bad in any way, means, shape, or forms. I'm saying she's an amazing character that has flaws and that is A-okay. Cook for them to assert their dynamics. Like, it was fine for her to say really hurtful things to me because she has strict parents. Right. And that's also the thing. Here's another thing. How many of you guys in your friend group have to act this way or have known someone to act that way and you guys were okay with it? I wasn't. Anytime I have a friend act like that, I tell them you can speak. You're an adult. Talk. What's wrong? Toxic traits always come out at some point. Right. But if you don't address those toxic points, narratively speaking and attachment speaking, you're reinforcing it. Anytime, especially as an adult, right? Like, let's say that someone dropped $20 and your friend goes over and picks it up. And instead of being like, hey, your friend like, hey, you dropped this. They're like, cool. Next time this happens, they're not even going to think about asking it. It just goes in. When it comes to reinforcement of behaviors, you have to start thinking about why you do what you do. So, for example, finders keepers, right? We all make up little sayings to go ahead and pacify that. That Fern's tantrum needs to be curbed because of how absurdly powerful she is as an age. Yeah. But however, I will say this: is it okay for you to act as a kid at some point in time? Fuck yeah, bro! You can build Gunplas. You can go out there and literally build Love Muffs. You can go out there and get yourself some Senor Pinguinos. Get into Warhammer. Be a kid. Play video games. Play Helldivers. This is not an ad for it. I'm just playing, and I need more people to play with. So if you guys have the ability to play Helldivers, let me know. Get whatever you can. Be a kid, but don't let being a kid mean it actually starts affecting your real life relationships. Sure, no sponsors, sure. I got a Chaos Knight the other day playing Helldivers right now. As long as it isn't self-destructive behavior, do what you want, right? And as long as it's not affecting the power dynamics, like immediately the power dynamics that you have with your friends, just be wary of that. Pay attention to that. And I think that's the key element with that. I love Fern as a character. I love Frieden as a character. I think they're fantastic individuals. And I am just so excited to see where this is going to go. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, let's go. I'm excited. If you had to deal with the clone of yourself, how would you deal with it? How would you eliminate you? I'm gonna be straight up with you. And this is gonna sound fucking horrible of me. Try and take it out to the middle of the ocean, brother. Or the middle of a deep swimming pool, because I suck at swimming. Fucking. Wait, Neko. I have no idea how I'd beat myself. Well, I'm weak, so what's worse that could happen? But think about it this way, right? They have the same thinking patterns as you do. They have the same attack patterns as you do. Lo distraigo con una chica sorpresa. Sexy no jutsu right there. They need a mimic. But also, and then comes the next question. Do you guys think, and real question here, that this mimic encapsulates all of Frieden's actual powers? Or is it only siphoning off enough that it thinks of whatever Frieden is at that point in time? Because I don't think that this is Frieden anywhere near close to full force. A single punch from me would hurt. It would probably end in a draw. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. How would you guys defeat him? Defeat Himmel. Frieden sent me this letter here. Frieden, here's a letter for you, Himmel. Dear Himmel, I will never love you. I'm kidding, but a Frieden hentai. How would you defeat Frieden? Emotional damage. I would have ball mail too. He knows that though. Yeah, but it would probably hurt even more if Frieden actually acknowledged it, Mimics, a ton of mimics. I would show him R34 art of... Wait, isn't Frieden the one anime that you're not allowed to post R34 anymore on Twitter or some shit? I thought there was a site that is no longer allowing you to post any R34 shit. Only on Fanza. And then also, wasn't Metamorphosis, speaking of that, sorry, actual conversation topic here, taken off a lot of sites and stuff? You're no longer able to access certain sites with it. Overall, touching back into it, I want to go ahead and mention this. This is really, really terrifying to go ahead and encounter as an individual. Number one, if the dungeon has acknowledged someone to be powerful enough to take on a group, what does that say? That immediately would strike fear down in the middle of my asshole, right? Where my heart would just fucking fall aimlessly down there, because it means that she is worth more or valued to be more competitive than this entire group of people that's traveling, right? So immediately there's a bit of a tense power, like the power dynamic, right? Everyone entered this dungeon. Everyone has entered this dungeon, in different ways, different whatever. Everyone joined in at different periods, different whatever. The dungeon as a whole has decided this one person is enough to handle this group of 5 people. That is what's terrifying. A dungeon with the ability to make mimics has decided that, power-wise, spiritual battle-wise or whatever, is able to go ahead and deal with that. We've seen clones of how many people so far? Well, we've seen the clones that the other group is fighting, right? Which is just themselves and then Frida. And the anime confirmed theories. Could it be that clones are randomly distributed as well? I think that's a little bit of a tough luck situation, though. Because imagine being a newbie and then running into Frieden, trying to use your golem to run away, but because Frieden is fucking powerful as shit, she's able to go ahead and destroy that golem. Imagine this. We get to the end of the series, right? And all of a sudden, Frieden's like, and that was my journey with Fern, and this is her grave. And she like closes a chapter, bro. I would bro, my heart would just fucking break. I don't know who she'd be. Shut up, dude. Dude, the more I think about it, the more it fucking breaks my heart. Where she might just literally be like, this is what I learned during that time period. And this is like a list of her journeys and what it means to like literally grow. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. I don't want it to end with her death. We know it's going to happen, but why do we have to see it, huh? We have to. Last question before we go into Someone Rewind It, just to start there. Ed, the Psypoppy here. I'm going to give you guys all a mage ability. What element are you becoming a mage in? That's my actual question for you guys. Friendship. Right. Abilities, monos, and skills. Well, goddamn. Does it though? If you have a bunch of people standing in front of a tank, you have 7 people in front of a tank, who wins? If the tank moves forward, are the 7 people going to be able to support that tank? Self-analysis so you can know your own weakness. Right. But there's an element of being able to go ahead and bring this down. Right. The guy in the tank, right? When it comes to self-analysis in a therapeutic aspect, right? Or introspecting, big word, $5 word today. If you're able to go ahead and introspect and think, you're able to go ahead and most of the time be able to go ahead and like solve the issues that you might have for yourself, right? If you're being guided appropriately. To be fair, they weren't anticipating that the tank gets Frieden, right? However, if you're facing yourself as an opponent, that's a completely different gesture altogether. But when you're facing someone else, this is interesting power dynamics at work that I'm kind of curious why. All right, introspect. All right, now where's my $5? Stated. Oh, dude. Oh, shit. You're not even facing the real one. You're facing a fucking a copy, and they're ooh. Denkin noped out. I think Denkin is a character. I'll tell you why I love Denkin, and y'all can fucking disagree with me in the comments. I don't give a fuck. Denkin equals base. Denkin is based as a character, and I don't give a fuck who out there would disagree with me on this. But Denkin is based as a character because he's showcasing an older character, an old man, that is actually not only able, like, you know, not only giving wisdom to others and as a role, but he's able to hold off his own. He's strategically thinking. He's still mobile and able to go ahead and use magic in a way that is appropriate. He's out there defeating the stereotype of, oh, the old man who can only give wisdom and licks his chops or whatever. And it's like, no, my man's out there fucking fighting. And he's like, oh, I'm out of magic? That doesn't mean I'm not out of fist. Like, what a based character to put in here. He's logical, he's thinking, you know, he's able to go ahead and like lead these younger generations up front in his way of thinking. And that's why I think Tenken is fucking based as a character. In the way that he's not able to go ahead and like think critically, get the group together, organize, strategize, and oh man. I think he was dumb was when he thought he could solo Frieden, yeah. And he's not pervy either, which is rare. Seashell, true. Cool character, true, yeah. Ubo can destroy me. Oh my god, dude. I feel like Ubo would be the type of person that I get in a toxic relationship with. And I would just be like, I'm fine. You know, I'm fine. Hmm. Oh shit. What happens if a clone breaks that? What happens if a clone breaks that? Does the clone get carried away? Or does the actual person gets carried away? Just at my throat, especially if they're an exact copy. Hmm. Ah. True. Oh shit. Hmm. Casually roasting the ability to shut up. Right. Damn. Damn. Hmm. That's an excellent question to ask, right? Amazing fucking question to ask, but I'll go one further, right? If this is not the real you, who's not to say that the other clone version of you doesn't have a clone of himself out there? If that is the case, and you guys have each other's memories and thought patterns and ability to strategize and whatnot, who's not to say that if we don't strike preemptively, they won't do that themselves? That's some Awazaki shit. Really interesting way of going. Then that means they're not the. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, oh, oh! Look at that. Oh, ah. Right. Look at that smile, bro. Look at the way she is just going. Two Ubels would be a menace, right? Can we take one clone home? Clone expressionless. I was going to showcase this though. In a fight, even by itself, right? I find this interesting that she does know how to close the gap and she is able to go and keep herself up. However, if at any point in time, like for example, an aspect of me that I would be afraid of fighting in me is close quarters. Why? I know, like, look, I've been trained in how to fight, right? Boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Krav Maga, Judo, Jiu Jitsu, you name it. I've literally been trained since I was 3 years old, like how to go ahead and fight and do all these martial arts continuously throughout my lifespan. I feel if I got way too close, that's where all of a sudden the close quarter combat becomes real. That's where judo starts coming in. That's where all of a sudden you one little tiny mistake, you're gone. You're legitimately gone. So I would want to fight at a distance, right? I can close in, I can go ahead and keep my distance, right? But if I'm able to keep my distance, I can control the battlefield. If I'm too close and see that there's a clone behind me, I'm not going to be able to go ahead and cap that so quickly. And she's frozen by Sorganel. Same for the clone, though. Really interesting Ubel's Manero. I actually want to do a psychological analysis of Ubel because now I feel like I'm understanding the character more. It's like, if crazy, why hot? Does being evil mean you're crazy? The psychology of Ubel coming soon. They're kind of at a stalemate for other. Yeah, can there be a clone of that Four Eyes Sphinx? And that's an interesting question, Seashell, in by itself. Oh, you're gonna trap her in it as well. I would have find it fucking hilarious if she trapped herself in the Sorgadel as well. Also, we have cameraman Rudy in here. But yeah, that's what I expected. I expected a clone to come on in here and literally disrupt this, or his other clone, his real self, to come on out. A literal staring contest, right? If you take a gun, your clone has a gun. True. Oh, damn. Right. She bet it all. This feels like a couple that actually comes to counseling with me, in which they're like, a while ago, which they were both really toxic individuals, and one of them's like, I'm just gonna go ahead and spend money that we don't have, or like spend money that I assume is gonna be in your bank account, and it's like, how do you know like how much money if we're even gonna go ahead and spend that, and that like back and forth, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. She's trying to ship herself with land pretty hard here. She can manipulate and abuse me, Cloud Monkey. But question for you guys: How many of you, how many of you have been dealt with a situation like this, or have been in a situation where your partner maybe did take risk taking behaviors like this? And this is something that, for me, is sticking out about Ubo, and I think I'll do a whole video just for YouTube on it. Risk taking behaviors, We're talking about even like, harm in general. She's able to go ahead and, well, she says she empathizes, but it's really more sympathizing. Not a partner, but I had a friend that would always make me do stuff like that. In situations like this, how do you deal with your partner, with a partner who shows up like this and who does manipulation, like manipulative behavior or risk taking behaviors or even risk of harm? Like, for example, I'm going to do this and it might end up causing me a lot of harm, but that's okay, right? Because you're going to save me, right? Set boundaries? Hmm. Never, but I see myself being vulnerable to such things. Ooh, ooh, it's a red flag for me. See, I even admit my flaws. I fall for people like this. I fall for people that Ubo, like, oh, I have a whole thing that I can probably do on her, that I probably will do on her. Damn. So she's strategically doing this. The antisocial personality spectrum. Yeah, I can see it. But also, the way that she's doing this is very goal oriented to try and learn more about a person. What happens in an environment like this where she's manipulating the field to try and prove a point? Is that abuse? That could be classified as abuse. Here, okay. Before people start coming after me, like, oh wait, that's not abuse. Here's the wheel of power and control. Any one thing listed on this wheel would be enough to classify it as abuse. Is she using? This is just privilege, by the way. Making light of an abuse not happening, saying that some abuse didn't happen, shifting responsibility for abusive behavior, saying that she caused it. Is she manipulating? Is she using coercion, making or carrying out threats to do something to hurt her or hurt him, threatening to leave, to commit, to hurt themselves, making people drop charges or doing illegal things? Using intimidation, making it, using looks, actions, gestures, smashing things, destroying things, displaying weapons, taking someone out, using emotional abuse, putting someone down, making them feel bad about themselves, calling them names, making them think they're crazy, playing mind games, humiliating them, making someone feel guilty with others. Doesn't this make you less likely to? So here's the thing. A lot of people seem to confuse, like, oh, if you're on the ASPD spectrum, you're not able to go out and empathize, and that's not necessarily true. She's sympathizing, not empathizing. Big difference, right? Empathizing is being able to go ahead and like connect with the person and build rapport to be able to go ahead and like go from there in a therapeutic way. Sympathizing, on the other hand, is like, oh man, I feel what you feel. Now that I feel you, now that I understand, I truly understand what you're going through. No one's ever gonna truly understand what you're going through, right? Like, I can take from my experiences and like feel something. I can empathize in that regard, but I cannot truly get a full picture just by being like, wow, you hurt your leg, I hurt my leg too. Like, she may kill him after she gets his clone spell. After, absolutely, meow cat him, meow cat of the meows. But this is why I'm saying this. How many of this does she use? Does she use one, or do you see multiple items in here that she uses? And if she uses multiple items in here, is she abusive? Is she using power and control to literally try and dominate others? He can fix her. Yes, very abusive. How many of you, however, would like to be in this situation? I hate to ask it. I hate to ask it, right? Have the word empathy to describe her ability, and others use it. School Kong, thanks so much for the 5 gifted subs. You go, holy shit, brother. Holy shit. Some subs have the word empathy to describe her ability, and others use the word sympathy. Right. I don't think you can fix everyone. That's an understatement. Nope, 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 nope. School Kong, you're a goat. Guys, drop some Doritos for School Kong here. But also, it comes in the next question. How many of you guys have said that? Like, unironically. How many of you guys have said, I can fix her? How many of you have even said, or have someone told, or like someone told you, I can fix you? Right? What did that do for you? School Kong, thank you so much, man. You're amazing. I would fall for her in real. Nope. As a fictional character, absolutely. Right? Yeah, we all have different things that we're okay with and not okay with. But interesting, very, very interesting concept overall. That's why I'm bringing this up. My wife, I corrupted her. I'm confident enough in people's skills for that. Anyway, brother, I'm a GX user all the way, brother. So what should you do in this scenario? You want me to be straight up? Someone comes up and you start seeing abusive tendencies. Here's what people don't like. I follow the 2 rule, or 3 rule technically. So you see the behavior, right? So behavior is noticed. Behavior is noticed. Okay, you call it out. You communicate. You call out the behavior. Hey, I really don't like the fact that like this is kind of seeming like a kind of gaslighting opportunity, or I see this or I see that. If they don't acknowledge it, if they dismiss it, the behavior is going to continue. Why should I keep investing my time if that person is not able to go ahead and realize that their behavior is hurting others or hurting me? If I stay in this relationship, this is not going to change because clearly I am not enough of an agent of change in their life for them to consider me even worthy of my consideration, worthy of my advice, worthy of me even saying anything. So at that point, I'm like, okay, you know what? You're not going to change. I'm out. No ultimatums, because ultimatums are toxic as fuck. If you're having issues or difficulty and you've already voiced it and communicated it, now you voice the behavior, they start the process of change. They're starting the process of change. Let's say that they're like, yeah, you know what? I have a behavior. Because some people are able to go ahead and be like, yeah, you know what? That was kind of fucked up. I apologize, whatever. They start the process of change. Do I expect them to be perfect? No, I expect relapse to happen because relapse is normal. Call out the behavior again, and they should start the process of change again. And hopefully start cementing it further. I don't expect someone to just immediately change. That's not possible. It happens for everyone, right? However, if I go, hey, I'm calling out the behavior, they start the process of change, they're getting better, they relapse, you call them out on it, they acknowledge it again, guess what? That means they're open for the process of change. Relapse is a part of the process. Relapse is completely normal in any mental health, in any substance use, in any like addiction or whatever is happening. Relapse is completely normal, but it's often so stigmatized. There's no quick redemption at ARC. And I think that's the key thing through that. Although it can be frustrating, don't get me wrong. I can totally call it out and be like, dude, it can be so fucking frustrating when you truly love someone and like, yes, they're in the process of change, but they're not changing quick enough for you. Ignoring your call out. So a relapse would be, let's say that it can be like, I'm talking to you guys and I, for whatever reason, I pull out a book and I just start reading and you're talking to me and I'm just reading the book and I'm like, yeah, no, sorry, I have school. I'm just, humor influences biochemistry. Humor is a diagnostic tool. And you're talking to me and I'm like, I get so into my book that you just stop existing, right? Imagine that is my problem behavior. An issue like something like this could be something as simple as like, hey, you know what? Like you're talking to me. Hey, I completely forgot to do this. Hold on. Give me 1 second. You're talking to me. I'm like, yeah, no worries. And like, I'm acknowledging you a little bit more, but this is still drawing my attention. If you're like, hey, can you put that away? Sorry, you're falling back into it. Oh shit, my bad. Sorry. Or it happens once where I'm so into it and you call me out on it. It's like, dude, yeah, I acknowledge it. That was my bad. For some reason, I just keep gravitating towards it. I promise it's going to get better. Sorry about that. Whatever, right? Being able to go ahead and acknowledge the fact that there is a behavior or there is something that I'm doing that is affecting you or the group or the family or whatever, and having the power to say, dude, I fucked up. Yes, I'm sorry. Or there might even be a little bit of a back and forth, like, no, I'm not, whatever. And then it's like, dude, yes. Coming through and acknowledging it, powerful. However, if I'm like, no, I was looking at you. I was communicating with you this entire time. I was talking to you. I've been... That person is not ready for change. And that person will probably not be ready for change until they find their agent of change. It's not that you will kill them. Yup. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's a good little like learning opportunity for some of you guys that maybe have a question like that. All right. Or maybe have been wondering a situation like that. Because for me, this is what makes the shows like this interesting. This is what makes like talking about psychology in this show interesting, because when else would we have the opportunity to talk about a specific theme or a specific aspect like this? But would she even tell you if she has the ability to do it? Oh, brother. Nope. Nope. Oh, Frieden. Frieden. Frieden, no. 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 Now, chat, don't judge me too hard on this. Frieden, I have a grimoire here. Frieden, you want a grimoire? I have a grimoire here. We can I'm kidding. Top ship is still Frieden X Mimic in Metal Skull. You guys, I want to learn a spell. First off, amazing. And I love that Frieden is taking her knowledge from like her explorations with Himmel, and literally using it to explore the entire map. How many of you guys are like this? Like in any game, any like, open RPG game or JRPG or whatever, that you go through and you try and explore everything in the floor as much as you can. You're trying to 100% it. Total, yeah, yeah. How many of you try and find the glitches in the game? That's me, brother. I try and go ahead and loot all the things. Yeah, if possible. Jeez, brother. Aw. Hmm. This is a valuable discovery. Oh. Freda's like, what the? There's no fucking Grimoire here. There's no Grimoire here. I don't care about being a fucking archaeologist. Nah, glitches ain't for you. I bet. It's about whether or not they're good enough to do something different. Right. Right. I'm the type who would explore an entire area before going into another one. Uh, but also, think about it this way. This is showing the different philosophies in that, right? One is exploring a whole new world and being interested in this. And this is how you have it, right? Both great mages, Fern and Frieden. One, having lived thousands of years and probably lived through this era. The other one, literally seeing this for the first time and the excitedness that comes through with it. Frieden, is this history? I was there. It was great. Oh. Oh no, are you guys gonna have to fight? Frieden v Frieden. I didn't think it was gonna be this fucking hype. Frieden v Frieden. Oh, waiting. Smart move. Denkin, based move. Elysia, thanks so much for the sub, man. You're a goat. A goat. A goat. Sure. Imagine this. Hold on, guys. Imagine this. Frieden goes in there to face her clone, and she's like, the clone's like getting ready. And Frieden's like, you know what? I'm gonna start getting ready too. Fucking letting out all her fucking mana and power just a fucking mana contest. That would be fucking hilarious. I would die, bro. Just throw a mimic at her. Just throw a grimoire at her and dissolve her clothes. Easy. Use that potion, man. Oof. 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 Mm. God damn, Frieden. Sure. She's standing. I was gonna say. Hey yo. Hey yo, can I get a hug? Oh. Fucking Frieden. Oh, so warm. Frieden was from real for that. Oh, dude, the mana difference. Oh, it smells good. Is that the move, guys? Is that the move when someone gives you a hug? If you're like, smells warm. Oh. Bird. Ara, ara. Right? What if you do that? She said the thing. What if I know jealous Fern is cute though, but what if you go in there and all you do is you have pictures of Himmel that you throw at it, right, as a distraction. Kind of like Pokemon cards, and you're just like, wow, you throw it down in the ground, right? And then you come at it with the Grimoire and a Mimic. You trap it in, right? You got to double stack it. You got to double stack it like that. The clone cannot physically pixels of him will just throw the thing, yeah. Mm. In comes in my next question. If Frieden is facing Frieden, couldn't the rest be able to go ahead and overpower the clone Frieden? If you're talking about an immovable force and like, an immovable object both coming together, right? And like, they're both fighting. Wouldn't necessarily like the Frieden that has all that support system behind her, the power of friendship being able to go there? Have a good street. See you later. See you, shall appreciate it. Too much of a risk. Yeah, AoE would probably be insane. True. Home freedom would kill some before. Yeah. Mm. Sorry, I was in deep thinking here. I was in deep thought. I was in deep thought. Sure. Mm. Sure. What? Damn. What a cold analysis of that, though. Like, imagine going so far and then coming to the realization this is it. This is as far as we go. We literally can't go further without like dying. Like, we tried our best, but this is it. Like, oof, oof, oof. I do have a question though. Let's say you have an enemy here, right? I'm using Helldiver tactics now. Okay, you guys are facing them here, right? Enemy is right here. We have our three guys right here facing this enemy. Da, 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 da. What if this guy, right, were to throw the golem thing over here? Would the golem go through it or would it break? If you were to use the golems as a tactic to get like for at least one person to be able to make it through, what do you think the golem is strong enough, right, to go through it and probably just go around the obstacle? Bro, that would kill me. That would kill me. Not sure if the golem does it. Because I'm over here thinking, like, it's supposed to be strong enough to get through anything in that dungeon. And if you were to throw it and stand directly in the path of the enemy, would it come directly through it or would it go around? Because if it goes around, then that means that, like, yeah. Yeah. When fighting, I use Orc or World Eater tactics. Yeah. Mm. Ah, shit. Hey, yo, that's kind of fucking unfair, though. Okay, hold on. Wait a fucking minute. The teacher lied. Sensei lied. She was not going to get involved with any of the fucking students or help them. This fucking dungeon was a lie. Past technically was. It's a clone of her. Oh, it's a right. Why does she remind me of the demons? Like she's not even that different from the one that's traveling with Frieden, right? Like because even the one that's traveling with Frieden shows little emotions, but it's still emotionless. But like the way that they're attacking and whatnot, yeah, yeah. Fuck, fuck. What the fuck, bro? That was in the blink of an eye. Bro, that was in the blink of an eye. No, you. Do people die when they are killed? Oh no. Oh well. Anyway. Oh dude, that must suck. That must suck so bad. That must suck so bad. Tentacle hair powers OP. Oh. You can't tell me that my idea was not a good idea. Look at it. We fucking blocked her, dude. Imagine two of these guys fucking running past the teacher here, the right fucking stomping on her. Oh. Mm. Oh. Oh. The one guy that went in there solo, he's looking as defeated as me in fucking Malevelon Creek. The one guy that went in there is just like, fucked up. I don't want to leave. Ah. He's fucking seen horrors, man. He's fucking seen horrors, man. What magic would you use? Question. Golems. Or answer. Yeah. Okay, but in a realistic level, if you have Frieden and you have Fern, which are fucking, and Denkin, which are fucking OP masterminds of mages, is it doable? I think so. I would put my life in a team of Frieden, Fern, and Denkin. I ain't even gonna lie. Like if it was them three in a team together, I feel like this is just a fucking like piece of cake. Frieden would uninhibit herself to match Clone Ren, yeah. Furnace speed, I'm sure she'd be helpful at least, right? Last week when the bald guy was complaining, where he's talking about about how Sensei said first class mages are those, and how basically saying that they should just work more. I missed the stream, so I could not react. But my opinion was more like she was saying it takes almost a natural skill. Fern would grab a mimic, probably doable. Yeah, it erased the area, but I mean, you would clear the dungeon overall. And that's the main thing. Damn, bro. Oh. 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 My man's tactic. I'll bring down the roof on you. He's like, okay, we're trenched down. I'll just bring down the roof on you. See how you liked it. He's fucking base, dude. I like how he just doesn't give a fuck. He's like, all right. The reason why the clones are losing is because they can't communicate their plan together. True. And I think that's a main thing as well. It's like, if you're going to pass, yes, you do need to be calm. You do need to analyze, but you also need to communicate. And if you're able to communicate effectively, you're able to take everyone and everything out. Oh, this is so good. This is so fucking peak. What? What? Nah, I'd win. I'll be all right next week when we get to see this fight. Fern, nah, I'd win. Fern going to get that mimic. Yeah, she does cast faster though. Fern, let me solo her. I'll share with you. I'll share with you a sad story. I'll share with you a real sad story, real quick. Had an older gentleman, right, who came into counseling, into therapy, and whatnot, and he's been showing up quite a bit, talking a little bit about grief, about everything. And he wrote a letter, right? Because he tends to write a letter to his wife that passed away a year ago, and he went to her grave, and he's literally like, "Oh, bro, it's breaking because I'm listening to this." And he's like, his whole letter was essentially like, "Hey, I miss you. Like, I know a year has passed, but I have more, like, I have more wrinkles now, and like, it's just still the same wind, the same air that you're still around." And like, he's like, he's like, he's like a grown 60, 70-year old, in the, like, where she's buried, just like tearing down and crying and processing that. And I'm tearing up already thinking about it. And he's like, I'm not trying to find anyone else to replace it because she was enough for me. And she fulfilled my life. And I keep asking if she's okay, if she's all right wherever she is. And it's like, bro, my fucking, because it was just like, I love you. I care about you. Time has changed. Can you believe that, like, we now have a grandkid now, and like, I'm getting a little bit older, and my legs, like, I now hobble a little bit, and like, he just went down a giant list of things, and I'm over here like, oh, bro, I can't, bro. What fucked me up, dude? Like, what really fucked me up at the end there, like, especially was he's like, I feel like why am I not there with you yet? Like, I'm trying to catch up with you, essentially. And just like that over and over mentality of like, does life still have meaning now that you're gone, or am I just a semblance of holding the family together until I'm gone as well? And it's like, oh, dude, way to break my fucking heart and listening to like the existential moment that it is for some people, especially at like end of life or when you really lose like your partner of 50 years or however many years. I can't, bro. Oh yeah, Lena. Oh, bro. I can't. I'm also really. I'll be upfront with you guys. I'm pretty emotional lately because, in case you guys don't know, like I had gotten sick, pretty sick, during the Oshinoko period for a couple of months there. And during that same time period, we found out that my uncle has stage 4 cancer, right? Um, and needless to say, he's been going downhill significantly lately, and yeah, it's a lot to deal with interpersonally as well. So yeah, this song just hits harder and harder, man. Oof, oof, man, that's rough. Yeah, yeah. So curious about this episode, but holy shit, boys! Oh, we did it. We did it. We did it, boys. Holy shit. What an episode, though. What fucking hype. Like, legitimate fucking hype and, like, ways to build a fucking story. Everyone that said, like, Freedom was too slow at the beginning, I feel like they're missing out on such an amazing story. Just such an amazing anything, dude. I'm over here fucking laughing, crying. Like, it feels like we're a part of the journey with them. And I think that's the key with the story. It's like yes, you've invested in it. Yes, you're going through it, but you're like legitimately a part of this journey with the characters. And you're like, it's slow, but it's slow for a reason. And it's slow for the reason that like you're learning, you're growing, you're interacting with the characters. The characters are becoming like family in that essence. And man, my heart, oh, what a beautiful fucking show. I can't recommend it enough. I just can't. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know, at least for you, what about Freedom particularly like drives you to continue to watch this show and be a part of it? Because there's 1,001 things that I can point out. Overall, I'd give this episode a solid like 9 or 10 out of 10. It's a really good episode, and it was funny. It showed a lot more of like the interpersonal dynamics of these characters and how they're actively thinking about certain situations, which for me means everything. It was too short. Yeah, it was too short, man. Way too short. With that being said, YouTube, I hope you guys have practiced that self-care. I'll see you guys next time.